Here we go again with another PlayStation round to boot. This time we're going to come across a iconic and classic game for the PlayStation 1 and another favourite among my childhood. One of the first ones alongside with Rayman that I played and have beaten at least once or twice. And it's been a long fucking time since I've actually played a game from Naughty Dog, which is, I believe it's still going, I mean, to what I extensively know. We are doing Crash Bandicoot. Well, I'm doing Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 1, starting with the first Crash Bandicoot game back in 1996. This game is the same age as me, apparently. Probably a little bit older by a few months. But I'm really looking forward to this because I love the Crash Bandicoot series as a whole. Well, most Crash Bandicoot games, I should say. I haven't played all of them, but we're going to start with number 1. So before we actually start anything, with most PlayStation 1 games, we're going to watch a little cutscene, which is only activated when you just leave the title screen alone. Oh, memories. Good times.
But Doctor Cortex, we have not determined the cause of past failures. Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex! But Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do. Failure again. Capture him! Uh-oh. Prepare the female bandit.
Yeah, back in the time in which games simply explained the synopsis without too much background information. Here we have, the whole synopsis. Crash Bandicoot was a reject of Dr. Cortex from the Evolve Array, which was designed by Embryo. He escaped, and now he realizes that his girlfriend is stuck back at the castle. Alright, but we are going to get straight into it, starting with a new game. And you probably have noticed that there's a thing called password down there. Yes, unlike with most other Crash Bandicoot games, there's a password system, which I will get into a little bit later, but we're going to start off with the first level of Insanity Beach. Basically, you start with a world hub area, which I actually do like, and they kind of cut it off in the next game. So there he is, this after the escape, he washes up on shore, and he just has no fucking idea. And we have to traverse all the way back up. If you look at the top right corner of the screen, there's the lab right up there. That's where his girlfriend named Tona is at. Oh shit, I accidentally paused the emulator there. Yeah, anyway, so we have to traverse all the way back up there, and as we're trying to make our way through, we're also going to be smashing boxes, or crates, as I think in some regions referred to them as. Of course, crates serve, it's a more mandatory purpose. Sometimes, you know, if you're playing this all the way through, you know, it's more of a cathartic feeling where you just smash through shit. But the main premise is that you do smash crates where you also collect Wumpa fruit. Like, these are the Wumpa fruit that you collect right here, which look like apples. Of course, as a child, I thought they were apples, but apparently not. As I said, it is mandatory that we break all the boxes in this game, because once we break all the boxes, then we get ourselves a little Maduffin? I can't. There's a word for it. I'm trying to be fancy with it, and I can't think of it at the moment. There is different boxes and crates that you get to break as well. You may have noticed, like these ones right up here. We've got the plain crates, which contains sometimes one or a shit ton of Wumpa fruit, or a handful, of course. Then you come across others with a question mark, which will have Wumpa or a life. You get checkpoint crates like so. And then you come across these unique boxes. Well, these are really nice boxes. The Aku masks are contained within inside them. Now, before I actually explain anything about that, you want to grab this son of a bitch and start traversing your way all the way to, not near the end. Make sure, Jesus Christ, you don't fall. You want to go to the right side, because what's going to happen here, there's this bridge, but we need to activate it. Activate the bridge, wait for a bit, and then start running like crazy. You run like hell. You make Roger Waters proud. But, okay, and I get fucking nervous with that shit because it's just unbelievably, it can be tricky if you're trying to do it right. There is a fucking enemy I'm trying to watch out for, you cunt. Oh, we'll take care of that turtle one way or another. But I just want to make sure that we also have, make sure we don't miss any of the boxes. Because if we miss boxes, then we don't get the gem. I should say, we don't get the gem. Anyway, so, the reason why I did that, there's two ways how you can do this. if you ran out of time with the Aku Aku invincibility, which is what happened to Crash Bandicoot, he was on a killing spree, then you have to activate this little activation crate yourself and then sort of jump your way while breaking all the boxes, which is a bit tedious, a little bit more safer. But the thing is that when Crash Bandicoot is in nearly direct contact with the boxes, they'll implode, essentially. So that's why I was just waiting it out for a little bit, but I didn't want to wait too much because the invincibility would have gone, as quoted, as well, the music sort of gives it away. Alright, and that little jump thing we did there, that means we've completed the level by 100%. We got it perfect. But here's the bitch thing. You don't even know how many boxes you are breaking. You just have to take the game's word for it. In the later games, they kind of fix that. The next game, well, they give you a tally, but they still don't give you how many boxes there are. Anyway, passwords. So, yeah, I was never a really big fan when it came to passwords. Even though there was at one point where my memory card crapped out on me and I couldn't use my memory card, so I had to resort to using passwords. Hence, that's how I beaten the game. But I believe, and I might be wrong when I say this, that doesn't contain everything that you actually have, such as lives and wampers. It just brings you to that point where you last were. Anyway, so when you come to here, this is where, if you still have your, what I call the golden Aku Aku, or stage 2 Aku Aku, you break that Aku Aku box and just fucking run through the whole level of Jungle Rollers. Even though there is a lot of things to explain right here, well, there's boxes, and yeah, there's also little things that we have to pick up too. But if you do that right, you'll actually end up here, and then you'll get yourself another invincibility pass, which is pretty fucking funny. The developers were well aware of how this fucking stage worked. Anyway, so, and yeah, also you're invincible. It should be noted that not everything that you will go out of your way will actually, you can't be invincible for a lot of things. Those rolling stones won't hurt you, but you are susceptible to falling down on bottomless pits. Anyway, so one thing I will explain is that there's this little gem, which I was going to be fancy, but I've just given it up. This green gem, which this is a green gem, but if we get closer to it, it will disappear. And that's because we don't have the green gem. As we do, if we would have, it would act as a platform, and there are actually hidden boxes up there. So it should be said that we're not going to get all the boxes here, but instead we're just going to get to the end of the stage. So, and this is the one thing that Crash Bandicoot is pretty notorious for, is that if you die, even halfway in the stage, if you die at all, then you're gonna have to, all the boxes reset. And I got hit right there, but that's alright. All the boxes reset, and even so, if you backtrack and still got all the boxes that you smashed from before, say, the checkpoint, you're still not gonna get the gem because the tally, it skips over that tally, which is real dickish. I want to sort of show it and explain it, but at the same time I don't. So another thing I should explain is that those things that we picked up, I call them Tawna tokens. If you pick up 3 of them, you get this bonus stage, and you're transferred into, I'd say, the heavens of the forest, and you get these additional boxes, mostly containing lives and more bumper fruit. Here's Tawna right here. Now you think, oh yes, our objective is to save our girlfriend. Why can't we save her here? This shit is not real, apparently. This has got nothing to do with the story. But as I said, you collect 3 of them, you're transported up, where you get more lives or wampers. If you die, and yes, you can die in the bonus, but you don't lose a life, and the boxes up there are not mandatory. It's not until the Insane Trilogy where anything in the bonus is actually, you need to get all the boxes in the bonuses. That's from even Crash Bandicoot 2, that concept was more introduced as such. But anyway, we're going to finish it up right there. Alright, so that little jump he did right there, I completed the level without dying. Even though I've missed a few boxes. It says, great, but you missed 3. If I've died at all, Crash would swipe his forehead, as if, he's been through an exhausting day, and all this will get skipped. It's negated, so it wouldn't matter. So you cannot afford to die in any of these stages. This game is pretty hard, and they fixed that in the next game of Crash Bandicoot 2, and 2 and 3 are just great. I love 2 and 3. I mean, I do like Crash Bandicoot 1, but I can see the technical, well, I wouldn't say technical, it's just the shit they could have later fixed to make it so much better. Even though I still like this game. You can play this game pretty averagely without going after all the boxes, and it's a nice little play that you can actually have fun with. But going after all the boxes, as well as trying not to die, is a whole new game in itself, where it becomes pretty difficult, but I've explained it. Anyway, yeah, that's the Torna token. I used to think as a child, I thought the Torna token didn't actually look anything like Torna, because the blonde hair that she has right there, I thought that was just the wood, and then she's got like a weird face right up there. But that was just my weird observant eye, childhood eye, seeing things. So yeah, by pressing the triangle button, it can display the amount of Wumpa I have, as well as the amount of lives and the Torna tokens. There is no display of how many boxes I've broken though. Crash Bandicoot 2 shows you how many boxes you broke, but don't show you how many there are in the level. It's not until Crash Bandicoot 3 that they give you a complete tally, which makes things so much better. But at least in Crash Bandicoot 2, if you die, then you don't have to worry about backtracking. You can just still get all the boxes and finish the stages. But like I said, if you die, everything, including enemies, start to respawn too. And if you got hit by any of these obstacles as you're invincible, then you just Crash sort of reacts with a whoop. It's kind of funny. You don't even need to spin. Just direct contact with enemies or crates just decimates them, like so. Ooh, and also keep aware of the theme song, of the invincibility theme song. Once you know that it's about to stop, you're gonna have to be careful. So I stopped myself before I got to the enemy, otherwise I would have been pushed back. It's one of those things you sort of have to just you sort of have to study for. Now the thing, what irks me about these bonuses is that the name bonus implies is that you're in this area in which, you know, you have sort of a relaxing moment to get lives and crates. But in Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3, and pretty much with every Crash Bandicoot game, it's mandatory you got to break all the boxes, and yet you can still die. How's that? To me, a bonus is more like a reward. It's not as if, you know, you have to sweat buckets in order to get all the boxes, especially some precariously very difficult bonus stages. I don't see it as a bonus, really. It more so for health, for lives and Wumpa. But yeah. Oh, I don't think I've explained it. Collecting 100 Wumpas gives you a life, just like 100 coins give you a life in Mario. But yeah, so Crash Bandicoot for PlayStation 1. Look, we got more gems right here, which we cannot get to. It is, I think, possible you can make it to the other side. If you just time your jump, you can jump slightly over the teleporter to the edge and make it over. Well, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to be an asshole. Alright, so yeah, you really have to count how many boxes there actually are in this level. And I think the developers that made the Insane Trilogy had to make sure they go through every box on screen that they saw when playing these games. Or yeah, I guess what they do, they go through the whole level and then not smash every box, and then when you get to the end, the game tells you how many boxes you've missed.